All right, let's talk about the one thing that really separates amateur machine learning from professional, rock-solid engineering. We're talking about experiment tracking. It's truly the secret sauce that turns messy, chaotic projects into scalable, reproducible systems. So let me just start by asking you a question. Right now, is your machine learning work more like a chaotic science experiment, full of one-offs and kind of hoping for the best? Or is it a disciplined engineering process? Be honest with yourself, because how you answer that, well, that gets right to the heart of everything we're going to talk about. So, what is this core problem we're all dancing around? It's not just about building a model. No. The real challenge, the hidden problem, is managing all the chaos that comes with it. And this right here, this is the chaos I'm talking about. We've all been there, right? You spend a whole week tweaking a model, you finally get that amazing breakthrough result. But then you realize you can't remember the exact data pre-processing step or the specific learning rate you used. And just like that, your brilliant result is now just a coincidence you can never replicate. It's this whole spiral of different models, parameters, and datasets that turns super promising work into a black box of pure guesswork. But don't worry, there is a solution. There's a methodology that brings order to all this madness, and that is a formal process for tracking your experiments. This is, without a doubt, the cornerstone of professional MLOps. So when we say experiment tracking, what do we really mean? It's pretty simple, actually. It's just a systematic way of recording everything about a model run. And I mean everything: the code, the data, the parameters, the metrics you get, and of course, the final results. The goal is super clear. You have to be able to compare, reproduce, and ultimately optimize your work. Anything less is just guessing. Okay, let's get even more specific. This table breaks it down perfectly. These are the components you absolutely have to track. We're talking about the exact data version. Was it data v3 clean or v4? The git commit hash for your code, so you know the exact logic that was run, and of course the specific hyperparameters you used, like a learning rate of 0.01. Trust me, the more you log, the more reproducible and reliable your whole system becomes. All right, so hopefully you're on board with why this is so critical. The next logical question is, how do you actually do it? The good news is you do not have to build this from scratch. There are some fantastic tools out there designed for this exact problem. First up, let's talk about the big one, MLflow. It is probably the most popular open source option you're going to find, and for good reason. It's an amazing general purpose tool that can pretty much fit into any machine learning workflow you can think of. And yeah, it's popular because it's the whole package. MLflow handles your experiment tracking, your model versioning, and it gives you a central model registry for deployment. What's more, it integrates really nicely with other key MLOps tools, like DVC for versioning your data just like code, and Airflow for automating your entire training pipelines. Next, let's talk about weights and biases, or W&B as everyone calls it. Now, if MLflow is your versatile, do-everything Swiss Army knife, think of W&B as the specialist. It's an absolute powerhouse built specifically for deep learning and for teams that need to collaborate closely. What really makes W&B stand out is its focus on the developer experience. I mean, you get these beautiful, real-time dashboards where you can literally watch your models train live. It's designed from the ground up for teams to share progress. It automates hyperparameter sweeps, and it can even log rich media like images and audio, which is just incredibly powerful for complex deep learning projects. And for our third contender, we have Neptune.ai. You should think of this as the enterprise-grade solution. When you need serious scalability, governance, and seamless integration into a commercial production environment, Neptune is a top-tier choice. So what does enterprise-grade actually get you? Well, it's about control and safety. It gives you a centralized metadata store, which is perfect for audits and governance. It plugs directly into your CI/CD pipelines, tracks all your artifacts, and gives you a fully searchable history of every single experiment. For regulated industries like finance or healthcare, this stuff isn't just nice to have, it's absolutely crucial. Okay, let's put them side by side because this really helps make the choice clear. You've got MLflow, it's your go-to open source and free option for general purpose ML. Then there's weights and biases. It absolutely excels at deep learning and team collaboration, and it has both free and paid tiers. And finally, Neptune. This is your robust, enterprise-grade solution built for scale and governance. At the end of the day, the best choice really comes down to your project's scale, your budget, and your specific needs. So, now that we've seen the tools, let's zoom out. Where does experiment tracking actually fit into the bigger picture of a professional MLOps workflow? because it's not some isolated step. It's a critical link in a much longer chain.
And this slide lays out that chain perfectly. It all starts with versioning your data. Then, an automated pipeline kicks off the training. And right there in the middle, step 3, that's our experiment tracking, capturing everything that happens. From there, the best model gets promoted to a registry, and finally, it's deployed and monitored in the real world. Tracking is the essential glue that holds this whole thing together.
So to put a fine point on it, what should you do and what should you definitely avoid? The do's are simple. Track all your metadata, version your datasets, and automate your pipelines. The don'ts are just as important. Please, don't live only in notebooks. Don't train models manually. And for the love of all that is good, do not just overwrite your best model file because you weren't versioning. We've all felt that pain.
Let's bring this all home. The entire goal here, the whole point, is to move our work firmly into the realm of real engineering and leave all that guesswork behind for good.
I want to leave you with this quote because it says it all. If you cannot reproduce an experiment, you don't have a result. You have a coincidence. This just gets to the absolute core of why this matters. Without reproducibility, we're not building reliable systems. We're just getting lucky. So if you take just one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Experiment tracking is the absolute heartbeat of MLOps. It's the central nervous system that makes everything else possible.
And that's really the final thought. By embracing these tools and these practices, you fundamentally change the nature of your work. You transform machine learning from a series of random science experiments into a predictable, scalable, and truly reliable engineering process.